Dozens of new cases in New York and northern New Jersey have been diagnosed in the last few days. With me now in studio is Alyana Reiss Mande. Alyana is with the organization Mande, as well as a senior research assistant at Tel Aviv University, specializing in infectious disease control. Obviously, measles is a very infectious disease. How easy is it for something like measles? There's an outbreak in a community, Jerusalem, in a particular neighborhood. Now that has spread across really the world, particularly in New York. Is it one plane ride and that's it?
Yeah, basically all you need is one person to be visiting in a pocket of low vaccination rate where there's an outbreak, and then they just get on a plane, and it has an incubation period of about 2 weeks. So you could get on that plane not even knowing that you're sick, then show up to school.
So something like measles, which is very infectious.
Yeah.
People don't often know that they're even sick in the first place. They don't show symptoms at first, but you said they can still spread it.
Yeah, they're contagious before their symptoms really come out. And also, the early symptoms of measles are not super specific. It's not the classic rash. So you might think you have something else and not necessarily the measles. And
what is it? It's coughing? I mean, how does it spread? How do I get it from someone?
Mostly from coughing, but it can also, if a person with measles coughs in a room, it can stay in the airspace for up to 2 hours. So you don't even have to be coughed on by the person with measles. You can just walk into a room within 2 hours and get it. It can also be staying on surfaces for 2 hours. Yeah, it's very, very infectious. It's one of the most infectious diseases we know.
Yeah, so obviously you're an expert and you're very knowledgeable in a lot of diseases, a lot of contagious diseases. Measles, I mean, it's one of the most contagious?
Yeah.
Because of its incubation period, because of how easy it is to spread? What makes it so?
Yeah, also because of how easy it is to spread, and also just because you need so little of it to actually get the disease.
Yeah, those are the reasons why. I want to ask about the vaccination rates. How important is that? And a lot of argument is raised against needing to do it because of the phrase herd immunity. Can you touch on that?
Right, sure. So, in order to get herd immunity, you need to have about 95% vaccination rate. And so basically what happens is, even if one person has the measles, when enough people are immunized or they have natural immunity, either one, they won't be able to pass it on because they won't get sick themselves. So the moment you have enough people vaccinated, you're basically stopping that spread, and you're limiting the outbreak potential.
But it's a struggle, especially, let's say, in the ultra-Orthodox communities of Brooklyn and of Israel. It's a struggle to get families and their kids vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start by saying that it's not only in the ultra-Orthodox communities. It's misinformation about vaccines spreads through all different kinds of communities.
Even in very educated, well-educated places and parts of California, vaccination rates are among the worst in America, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. And even in Israel, we have pockets that are not ultra-Orthodox. And it's really just about misinformation. People are getting information these days from all over the place, and they're not reliable sources.
What's the biggest misconception that you hear from people why they don't want to get the vaccine?
Well, the biggest misconception is that it causes autism, which is absolutely, completely untrue. There have been tons and tons of studies done proving that it's not true. I think a lot of it also is just fear. People will come up with all sorts of, you don't want to put toxins into your body, which isn't true. It's not a toxin. And yeah, all sorts of things. Yeah. But I think the most important is that, like what we do at Mande, is really try to get out proper information to people.
And get them vaccinated.
Get them vaccinated. Give them facts, because we think that if people have the proper facts, they're going to make the right decisions.